Shakira, the superstar singer of Hips Don't Lie, is facing 8 years of jail time for a tax evasion scandal issued by Spain's treasury. It all started in 2012 when Shakira bought a home in Barcelona that later was her and her partner's Gerard Piqué, residents alongside their 2 kids. Gerard is a Spanish citizen, and it's quite possible that people from the Spanish treasury laid their eyes on the celebrity pair from that time. While having a relationship with Gerard, Shakira did not reside in Spain more than 183 days of the year and spent more than 7 months traveling and promoting her albums all around the world. Her residence at the time was in the Bahamas, and all income that she required from her tours was outside of Spain. Then, 3 years later in 2015, it's said that Shakira declared that her home in Barcelona was her place of residency, and she enrolled her son in the school there. Spanish domestic law has 3 criteria upon which it's decided whether a person is a resident and has to pay taxes or not: physical presence in the country for more than 183 days, or sporadic presence, a center of economic interest, and having a spouse and/or children in Spain. As a professor of tax law, Adolfo Martin Jimenez stated, "Even if you are not present for that many days, a sporadic presence is regarded as presence. There's a tendency in Spain, within the tax administration, to consider if a person is not able to prove that they are a resident in another country, then there's a presumption that they are doing something strange." As Shakira is known to be very transparent and abide by the law, specifically in terms of tax paying, she paid 17.2 million euros as a resident. In 2018, though, the Spanish government blamed Shakira for not being able to pay 14.5 million euros in taxes from the income she earned from 2012 to 2014, which is strange because Shakira stated that she was not a resident of Spain at the time. Moreover, her residence, as is stated on the papers, was in the Bahamas. Spanish prosecutors stated in July of 2022 that there is an 8-year prison term and a 23 million euro fine waiting for Shakira. The sum of the fine is based on the artist's estimated income. The fact that Shakira is an owner of 3 offshore companies is open to the public eye thanks to the leak of secret financial records that were acquired by the German newspaper SZ. And that leak was the subject of an investigation in 2017 by Paradise Papers, which is owned by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalism and its media partners. By having offshore companies, Shakira, alongside other celebrities, considerably lowered their taxes. Shakira and her lawyers state that the reason why she uses these companies is that the bigger part of her income comes from outside Spain. Her 3rd offshore company is located in the British Virgin Islands and was created somewhere between the last months of 2018 and the beginning of 2019. Shakira herself is the director and sole beneficiary of said company, and the vice president and secretary of that company is her mother, Nidia Ripoll, who lives and resides in Barranquilla, Colombia. Moreover, the company was founded on $50,000, and the place of accounting records is the home in Barcelona. The main shareholder in this company is New World Holdings, another company that Shakira is connected to. What's more is that there's a mashup of when exactly this and other companies were created, because lawyers stated that offshore companies were created somewhere between 2001 and 2009, while on papers it stated between 2018 and 2019. Shakira is saying that she's innocent of all accusations that the Spanish government and treasury accused her of. Also, she adds that one of the main reasons why she has these accusations is because she was dating a Spanish citizen. Shakira states that she'll continue to fight these false accusations. "I didn't spend 183 days per year in Spain at that time at all. I was busy fulfilling my professional commitments around the world. Second, I've paid everything they claimed I owed, even before they filed a lawsuit. So as of today, I owe 0 to them. It's just their style. But I'm confident that I have enough proof to support my case and that justice will prevail in my favor." In addition, Shakira states that while being under investigation, the Spanish treasury used unorthodox methods such as gathering data from hospitals and other public places to make their case stronger and force her into a settlement agreement. It's unacceptable that, in its accusation, the tax authorities are not respecting the legal certainty that must be guaranteed to any taxpayer, not my fundamental rights. As well as that, they're trying to damage a reputation earned over many years. In my case, they have violated my right to privacy and the presumption of innocence basic rights of any citizen. So Shakira stated that she would not make any deals whatsoever and would face a trial if it came to that. In May, she lost an appeal, and in June, she rejected the settlement deal. However, even without evidence to support these fictional claims, as they usually do, they've resorted to a salacious press campaign to try to sway people. They apply pressure in the media along with the threat of reputational damage in order to coerce settlement agreements. Spanish tax authorities do this often to both celebrities and unjustly to the regular taxpayer. Her representative stated, "Shakira has always cooperated and abided by the law, demonstrating impeccable conduct as an individual and a taxpayer and faithfully following the counsel of PricewaterhouseCoopers, a prestigious and globally recognized tax firm. Unfortunately, the Spanish tax office, which loses 1 out of every 2 lawsuits with its taxpayers, continues to violate her rights and pursue yet another baseless case. Shakira is confident that her innocence will be proven by the end of the judicial process." In addition, Shakira made a few hints that she was not the only one who was subject to tax evasion cases taking advantage. Still, the Spanish government is known for making accusations against other celebrities, including famous footballers. Footballers are paid not only for their success on the field, but a more significant part of their income is from the usage of the players' images, which include their voice, names, and photographs in marketing campaigns all over the world. Under Spanish law, image rights income is taxed at 20% or so, while the income is taxed at about 43%. But the number can vary in accordance with different regions. Although footballers can play for Spanish clubs on Spanish soil, the fact that their image is used widely around the globe draws attention to the law. Also, when said images or image rights are being sold through offshore companies and passed over to the Spanish government and treasury, incidents start to emerge. On the same matter, Anna Simmons, who's a co-author of the book Sports Agents and Labor Markets, explained, "Lots of agents are likely to advise their players in the most cost-efficient ways of paying taxes, but there's a fine line between tax efficiency and tax avoidance. In many cases, players and agents probably don't know that they're doing anything wrong. But while ignorance is bliss, incompetence isn't a defense. Rules in this area have been a bit opaque in the past and can be open to interpretation. There's been debate around what an image right actually is, and concern that it's just a way of avoiding paying taxes. Typically, a club licenses a player's image rights from their company. The company then pays tax where it's registered. If it's in a low-tax area, that makes for a significant saving." Cristiano Ronaldo is another victim of the Spanish treasury for tax evasion. The Spanish government accused him of channeling funds through a few shell companies that are located in the British Virgin Islands and other places while he was playing for Real Madrid between 2010 and 2014. The authorities stated that the total sum that Ronaldo earned through the said period was about 15 million euros. When Ronaldo appeared in court for the first time, he denied doing anything wrong and suggested that he was accused because he was a celebrity. "If I weren't called Cristiano Ronaldo, I wouldn't be here." In addition, following the allegations from the Spanish government side, prosecutors stated voluntary and conscious breach of his fiscal obligations to Spain. In contrast, Ronaldo's lawyers stated that the allegations were nothing more than a mix-up of the requirements in Spanish law and that there was no way it was an attempt to evade paying taxes. In a 4-year time, Ronaldo pleaded guilty to tax evasion and accepted a prison sentence of 2 years, alongside paying a 19 million euro fine, which includes 3.2 million euros for defrauding Spain and 5.7 million euros in taxes. Interestingly enough, under Spanish law, if a person who's accused of tax evasion the first time doesn't have to serve in prison if their sentence is 2 years or less. Messi and his father were accused of channeling money through shell companies based in Belize and Uruguay to hide the income that was obtained through selling his image rights between 2007 and 2009. The said income includes endorsement deals with Banco Sabadell, Danone, Adidas, Pepsi Cola, Procter & Gamble, and the Kuwait Food Company. While the said companies had been assigned full image rights, in return, Messi received no more than $500,000. But the Spanish court concluded that the received sum was way bigger and was actually in the realm of 10.1 million euros. It stated that Messi had no idea how his father was managing his finances. "All I knew was that we signed agreements with certain sponsors for X amount of money and that I had to do adverts, photos, and those things. But about the money and where it went, I knew nothing. I was playing football. I had no idea about anything. I trusted my dad and my lawyers. Messi and his father had been charged with 3 counts of tax fraud and were looking at 22.5 months of jail time if they were found guilty, in additional fines that were equal to the sum that the Spanish government was supposedly ripped off. Both Messi and his father paid 5 million euros, which was the same amount as unpaid taxes and interest. Messi and his father were found guilty but got a reduced sentence since they paid a defrauded amount to Spain's tax authority. The court statement declared that Messi unequivocally understood his obligation to pay tax on income obtained from exploiting his image rights. Therefore, it is not logical that he should ignore his duty to pay tax on them. Other football players were accused by the Spanish government of tax evasion, such as Jose Mourinho, Marcelo, Luka Modric, and Alexis Sanchez. Not only football players, but tons of famous people had precedents and were accused of tax evasion for several decades by the Spanish government. The first ever tax evasion case against a high-profile person was Lola Flores, or Lola de España, who was a famous flamenco singer and dancer. She failed to pay taxes between 1982 and 85, and the prosecutors stated that she had to serve 2.5 years in prison and pay the fine of 312,000 euros. There was an opera singer, Montserrat Caballé, who earned and supposedly hid 2 million euros in the 2009-2010 tax year through a shell company in Andorra and had to pay back more than 500,000 euros in tax. The list continues with tennis player Rafael Nadal, opera singer Alfredo Kraus, celebrity chef Sergi Arola, and model Judith Moscow, and many, many others. It's a recurring thing for the Spanish authorities to target these individuals to try and make an example out of them, which amounts to nothing more than what seems like a shakedown in order to get a sum of money out of them, and that's what Shakira's team is alleging. Tax authorities target footballers as high-profile subjects for a prosecution to show that no one is above their reach and that they're serious about cracking down on tax schemes, states Tessa Lorimer, a tax disputes lawyer at Withers Worldwide. While the same can be said about famous singers and other media people, hopefully Shakira will be able to hold her ground and fight through these accusations and win, setting a new precedent for famous people and athletes that have been targeted by the Spanish government.